Hello, I'm Raglin. This is Not Your Family, Not Your Friend, book reviews. But today it's not a book review. This is a bit of writing advice, like you need more, right? Well, if you don't want to hear it, you know what you can do. It's about putting your heart's truth into your stories. Have you ever read a book and wondered why the author wrote it? I've just finished reading 2 books, and despite being quite well written, I couldn't understand why the authors put the time and the effort in to produce these works. The protagonists were weak, ineffectual, and impossible to find sympathetic. It wasn't that they were poorly drawn characters. This was how the authors chose to convey them. Of course, our heroes need to be flawed to be real. Come on, these guys had no redeeming qualities whatsoever. And the stories were like, so what? Either nothing happened, or what did happen was boring. Readers don't pick up a work of fiction to be reminded of their life. They read to escape their life. Most people's lives are humdrum. No? Well, mine sure is. There's not one event in the last few years that's worth 80,000 words. The solution? Well, don't write about your life. At least, not literally. If your hero's life isn't at risk, then at least the world he knows should be. If neither his life nor his way of life are threatened, you're writing a yawner. While you're thinking about this, consider if you're going to put immense time and effort into writing a novel, why not make it worthwhile in the sense that it imparts something to the reader, something significant? What's significant? Well, that depends on what's important to you. Carol Bly, author of The Passionate, Accurate Story, Making Your Heart's Truth into Literature, suggests you consider your writing as a moral act and build your fiction on strong ethical ground. Even before beginning to write a story, Bly recommends you compose a values listing, a written record of the things most important to you. Then, throughout the writing process, the crafting of the plot, the developing of the characters, the imaginings of the setting, return to this list to ensure these values continue to be identified in your work. That means these values are present in the issues and the conflicts your characters confront, and they themselves are grounded in or address these same principles. Here's Bly's 4-point listing. I've added my responses. If you're influenced by them, well, that wouldn't be a bad thing. The value listings are: 1. 2 goals or values which make life good or bearable, or would if they were in operation. For me, it's preserving the environment and encouraging the human spirit. 2. 2 goals or values which cause injustice and suffering or lessening of joy. Wealth and materialism, and the need to control are my values there. 2 missing goals or behaviors. As a child, you thought grown-up life would have these. Now that you're an adult, you don't see them around. Well, honesty and integrity and responsibility and credibility, those are the ones for me. The last value listing is 2 injustices you see about you and should keep an eye on, even on your wedding day. Racism and the destruction of wild things and wild places. The values you write down aren't about creating or even directing your story, but since you must imbue your characters with qualities, why not make them ones that are important to you? Why can't their motives be pure, or at least well-intentioned? Every story must have a conflict, so make the fight a good fight, one worthy of a sympathetic hero. Wouldn't it be wonderful if something you wrote made your readers, some of your readers, a reader, enriched, enlightened, maybe even a better person? Anne Lamott, in her book Bird by Bird, Some Instructions on Writing and Life, says, "We all know we're going to die, What's important is the kind of men and women we are in face of this. Ask yourself, in the face of death, what kind of men and women are the characters you create? Then put your heart's truth into your story. Keep writing, and remember what Nietzsche said. Art is a proper task in life.